How's it going, guys? So there was just an announcement about what areas are moving into Tier 3, and it's highly likely, as happened in Reading, that you're now in Tier 3. What does that mean for Deliveroo? Well, it will still go on as normal. Nothing stops us. Delivery wouldn't stop us if there was a wild storm. But what does it mean for levels of business? I don't know. I think over the Christmas and New Year's, I think it's still going to be really busy, regardless of being in Tier 3. After that, it's possible it would go back to how it was during the previous kind of lockdown, because that's effectively what it is, isn't it? Tier 3 is basically a lockdown. But I guess we'll find out. What tier is your area in, and how do you think it's going to affect you working, either doing Deliveroo, Uber or Stuart? And what do you think about the new camera with the wide screen, the wide angle lens? I think it looks pretty cool. You might wonder why I'm not with my bike while I'm not working, and that is because I'm going to enjoy a nice cup of coffee in prep whilst I can.
320 for order.
Shimek, yes. What do you reckon will happen after Saturday when we go back into Tier 3?
What do you mean?
Do you reckon it will be good or bad for Deliveroo in Reading?
Does Tier 3 mean...
Tier 3 is basically the same as lockdown, where you're not allowed to sit inside. Restaurants can only open for takeaway and collections, and I think a lot of shops are going to close as well. Do you think shops will close? Normal shops, like John Lewis and stuff?
John Lewis voice though.
You reckon?
What is, no, not
Because during lockdown they closed.
Is it actually lockdown rules?
Well, Tier 3, what's the difference between... Anyway, answer the question.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it, but I think it will go shit again.
Like it was before?
Yes, it will be that again. And again, people will come. Like more people from...
Yeah, it will bring
other,
more people to work doing Deliveroo. Yeah, I agree with you.
I really think it's... To be honest, it wasn't good. Like any good anyways. Like after the lockdown finished, which was 2 weeks ago.
I think it did improve.
Yeah, for a week, and then stayed down again.
Fair enough.
I guess. And also it's Christmas, so people won't be, like, even if there was no lockdown, or Tier 3. This camera freezing out.
Okay.
If... What was I saying?
I don't know, I think we've lost the...
Yeah, anyway, so basically even if there was no lockdown, it would be... or no virus, nothing. It still is always worse during the Christmas
because
anyways.
the students have gone home.
Not just students, but people have food, like more food than usually at home. They cook
But
at
if they
home.
can't go out for New Year's, then it's bound to be busier. Like, think about it. If you normally go out and get hammered for New Year's and you've got to stay home, you're more likely to order a takeaway, aren't you?
Yes, but then New Year's Eve won't be the same if they are not hammered. Or
They're still going to eat. They'll probably eat more instead of drinking more.
They'll be drunk just at home.
yeah, but I'm
instead.
saying
What do you
like
think?
the day after New Year's.
But I
Do you think Tier 3 is going to be...
I don't actually know the lockdown rules, so I don't
Well,
know.
the restaurants are going to... For starters, the seating areas are all going to be closed. It's going to be takeaway and collection only.
So I think it'll be busier at Deliveroo.
You reckon it'll be good then?
It depends what your concept of good is.
More orders?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'll be good for Deliveroo. I know for...
But it wasn't last time, for the last second lockdown.
It was alright.
You reckon?
It was okay.
I suffered terribly.
Really? Well, you did alright, did you? No, it was okay. It wasn't like... It wasn't
What do you mean? Why would you ask him?
I didn't work that much.
That's one thing, and also it was really bad.
It was really bad, but
Really
you
bad.
were only doing Uber at that point, weren't you?
No, I had at the end of the lockdown, I had Deliveroo.
I worked during the second lockdown and it was okay, but maybe...
It was not okay.
It was okay for
Take the
me.
camera
Between
off.
12 and 1?
Take the camera off him.
Yeah.
Why?
Do not show him. He doesn't
okay
know
for
what
me.
he's talking about.
I used to do the day shift and it was fine.
12 to 1 was okay, but after 1 o'clock it
1
tended...
hour, so that's
Yeah,
really busy. 1 hour
Yeah,
of
that's
work.
what I always said.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
was averaging the same amount.
Yes, 1 hour of work. That's what Sam only does. Yes.
Oh, fuck. Two.
So part-time it was okay for you.
Part-time, half of part-time. Even
But
before-
full-time, it wasn't.
Well, I wasn't working full-time either, but...
Yeah. This is
But
very
if I was working
hypocritical.
more than you,
Yeah,
and I
probably.
found it really bad.
Because
And we are even, and you've been working more than
God, I'm
me.
gonna do this order.
Then
Well, you both better go and do your orders.
I think it was all right anyway, but you know that's.
It was more concentrated, in my opinion.
Well, yeah.
Like 12 till 1, and then like, I don't know, like 6 till 8. So like 3 hours,
like
it was
today,
good.
I've not noticed it being like much busier than it was about.
no, it's really bad today. I think.
It's because the sun's out.
Yeah, I was thinking as well.
I ain't gonna order.
All right, see you guys later.
It's
Have
quite
fun with your
good for
camera,
them.
Craig.
And
New toy.
no, I really think it's like there was. So basically, since March, there was no good period.
Yeah.
Maybe for during September,
Yeah.
it was okay-ish. But other than that, it's this year is crap, and I guess the well has finished.
The world is over.
No, well, as in deliver well.
Well,
Yeah,
how do you mean?
like, you know, there is
The good times.
the
The reservoir of orders.
yes,
Right, okay.
and yeah, it's drying up.
Okay. All right, well, you better go and do your order.
Yes.
What up, guys? So, my friends aren't always coherent, or maybe it's just my interview skills lacking. But I think the point that Jamek was making is that this year has been pretty crap for Deliveroo, period. And I think that's the whole well analogy that he was trying to say, that the good times where you could make a lot of money were over. I'm not sure I agree with that completely. And then on the complete other scale, Sam was saying he hasn't noticed much difference. But the caveat being is Sam is very much part-time. He just does it for, I don't know, say like, since they got rid of the super peak, since they've made it a free login zone, Sam really only does work kind of 12 until 2 or 12 until 3, whatever suits him. And I think that is really the best way to do Deliveroo, part-time as and when it suits you. But for making money, having to rely on your Deliveroo income is going to be a bit difficult. Any uncertainty is very bad for making a consistent income. It's still possible. You might have to work a lot more hours, but I don't think it's time to panic that much. And for people like London Eats, he's saying that for tier 3, sorry about the police car, very inconsiderate. London Eats, he's saying that tier 3 is great for him because it just works better in London in tier 3. Do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that? Personally, I think it's not going to be great in Reading, especially as the students will be going home if they haven't gone already. I know it was the last day of school for a lot of schools in secondary schools and probably primary schools too. Yeah, and what was the other factor? Oh yeah, as Jamek pointed out, that during these types of periods, it attracts more people to doing Deliveroo, doing Stuart and Uber, thus reducing the amount of orders for everyone. So what are your thoughts? Disagree or agree with my friends? We are pretty close. That's why it might come across at times that we are disrespectful to each other, but that's just because we're quite a close group of friends. You know, when you're with your friends, you can pretty much say anything, and it's all fun and games. And I think sometimes people don't remember that when they're watching this back. Sometimes people go, oh, he was really rude, or what a beep. But no, we're all cool. We're all really good friends. But what's it like in your area? What are your thoughts, predictions for the future? Or are you not in tier 3? Are you one of the few people who aren't in tier 3? And is that good or is that bad? What do you think?